Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Hi, I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. And yes, woo-woo, we're going to talk about my regimen a little bit today. So, what do I have here? I have my hair. See, I have to put my large earrings on because, woo, my hair is, this is what I look like when I go to bed. Well, except the makeup and the large earrings and the polo. But good morning, guys. I'm so excited about the show this morning, afternoon, and evening because we're going to talk about my regimen. You remember I promised certain things to you, and this is one of them, just talking about my regimen. So, dressing your hair for bed is the show today, and we just want to talk about some easy, quick ways to do it. So that's why you get to see me this way. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I wanted you to see minimum amount of twists that I put at night. And you can see my room is different because my desk was moved. So now you get to see another part of my office. I have one piece of African art. See that lamp back there? Yeah, I admit it. And then there's my big chair and my plants. That's but you can still see my logo. My plant's looking a little sickly. But anyway, back to what we're going to do today because I'm super excited, and I see that you guys have given lots of questions and comments and things, and we want to get to that as well. But this is what I do. I do the twist and tuck. You've seen on my website. Go to my website if you haven't, at lisaakbari.com, and you will be able to see the curly fro. Go to the natural hair page because it's a really busy site, so you'll have to scroll down and click on natural. Boom, you'll see it. And plus on YouTube, that's where it is, you can find it too, the curly fro. We got thousands and thousands and thousands of people viewing that video. I don't know how many. I mean, just thousands. I don't know, because I know one of the curly fro we had about 65,000, and I think we had more than that on another one. But that's pretty good. So anyways, I dress my hair for bed. And remember, I talked to you about protecting the ends when you're going to do these you know, when you're trying to keep the hair from matting and tangling, and you want it manageable, but you want it to look decent. You've seen my curly fro. All of you always talk about how great it looks. I don't spend a lot of time at night on my hair. So with that, I basically do 3 twists across, one big one here. But one of the things I want you to notice is my front hairline. All the puff is at the scalp. Now, you may say, well, I want to have it neat and all of that. Well, the only thing that you would add to this, if you want your hairline lying down and you want it a little bit neater in your mind, but I love my puff, you would smooth your moisturizer down this area around the hairline, and then you would tie it down. Once you tie it down, then that's going to, in the morning, it'll lay really, really flat. So if you want that, but I like the puff. But you don't want to put any traction, strain, pull, stress on your hairline. That's how we end up with these hairlines, because when we're twisting our hair, we want to twist every little area, and we don't need to do that. Every little string on the hairline. Okay, with that, let's just take down one twist. Okay, so you gotta get in there and pull out the twist. There it is. There's my twist. And you can see the amount of puff. I've probably got 3 inches of just puffed hair. And you see how tight I've got this twisted, but it's not tight to the point where it breaks the hair. So I basically, once I'm rolling it up, and you can roll it over your finger, whatever's easier for you, or roll it down, and you just find a way to tuck it in there, and it's in there. And that way it's like a little pillow when you go to sleep. And like I said, and I'll turn a little bit. You can see the one back here, and then I have one over here, and that's it. I really don't have one in the center. You can do one in the center, and sometimes I do, but it's up to you. It depends on, like yesterday, it depends on how sleepy you are or how quick you want to get to bed. Yesterday I worked 14 hours. I worked a lot. Yeah, so I just have lots of things going on. Plus I'm planning my tour, so I'm just really, really a busybody. But I'm so excited, and I am coming to Chicago. I did hear that comment, and I'm gonna go to Chicago, St. Louis, Atlanta, where else are we going? LA, oh shoot, Detroit probably. We've got, so send me your city and state if you want me to come on our tour. We're going to tour, and I'm going to meet and hug all of you guys, and we're going to have great times. But we're also going to learn about hair, and we're going to talk about transitioning. We're going to talk about damage hair. We're going to talk about relaxed hair. Everything is related to hair. May even bring my microscope and put it on the big screen and show you pollutants for those of us who are no pooing. Back to my hair. Okay, so I twist it, and you can, like you said, you can see the puff and see the stretch, and it's just not perfect twist either. You can see that little imperfection right in the center. But what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of your oil, put it on your fingers, and then you're going to reverse your twist just like this. So for the most part, okay, then you reverse your twist, and then you have two sections, and you just basically have this big piece of curly something hair just here. And see, what you want to do is make sure this is your style portion from 3 inches down, or maybe it's 4 inches that's puffed down to however long your hair is, and my hair is pretty long. You want to have I have about, I usually keep up, like I said, 12 to 14 inches. I know it's a big frame, but that's usually what I keep. When I do conduct a lot of studies with my hair, I tend to do some damage and some other things to it, but it's okay because I know how to regrow my hair and how to obtain length. But I kind of feel like the sacrifice sometimes, but that's okay. But anyways, so this is what you do. So you take all of them down. Again, you put a little oil on your fingers, and you just basically the same thing, same kind of puff. You're reversing, and you have your two, and the same here. And I'm just basically reversing them. And it's so incredibly easy. And I've got back here, okay, and over here the same thing, and it's so incredibly easy. And then you're just ready to go underneath, and you're just kind of rubbing, and you're just really just kind of breaking up the parts. Okay, let's take this ring off because I am pulling my hair. And then you just take your pieces and you're just opening them up. Sometimes if your hair, because I put like my leave-in conditioner on, and like last night it was just my leave-in hair vitamin, but sometimes I'll use like moisturizers depending on what I want, what type of look I want. Naturally textured, I may use, those are the Moisture Plus, naturally textured, and because you asked me the regimen, that's why I'm telling you the names of the products I use. Naturally textured, and then the hair vitamins are the ones I use. And see, already you can see my fro is just there. It's just wonderful. And see, the great thing about leaving that nice puff is you get this wonderful cushion, and it gives you that volume. So it's just beautiful. And see, I'm doing what I call French lacing, and this is just an old hairstylist term. And you just kind of go in, and you just, instead of teasing, you're just separating the hair like that, and it kind of elongates it, so it makes it look longer. I do that more when I'm trying to wear a fro. When I'm not worrying about the fro this side, I just basically do just untwist, and then kind of, see, I've got the little curlies going. So I didn't disturb my curl pattern as much as I did on this side because I stretched it out to make more of a fro. So you really have a lot of flexibility and options with your hair. I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, our hair is absolutely, positively beautiful. And we can do so much with it, but so often we're afraid. We're afraid, and we really don't know how to work with our hair. And that's why I do these blogs. I want to help you prevent. This is a part of my prevention. See how my fro is just beautifully froed. Snapshot, snap. And then we have my curlier side, because I didn't open up as many curls, and all of that's a lot tighter. Snap. Okay. Okay, so you see how it's kind of asymmetric. This side is shorter, but I'm gonna of course put my headbands on, and you can see the crown. And I'm always a little careful because you have to squat down, because before you know it, I will be out of the picture because my fro is so big, because my hair is so long. But I just like that. I must have a hangnail, so I feel like I keep catching. But I like my fro, so I'm gonna wear this fro and pack it down and make it curly tight enough so that I can do whatever I want. But anyways, so let me show you some of the headgears, my 3 that I wear. I mean, period. I mean, people have a lot of types of headbands and things they wear. I just have 3. I have to keep my life simple. I wear a curly fro in different types of ways, depending on the mood I'm in or whatever I want to do, or just how, you know, what I'm wearing, or I don't know. I just get up and decide, or the night before decide, or something like that. This is really not a lot of thought put into it, but I change my headbands. Okay, if I want my hair further, like, if I'm doing interviews on TV, oh my goodness, for some reason my head seems like a big balloon on, and it's a little personal, we're family. So I always get the tighter headband, so my hair is a weight, because other than that, my head looks like this big ball, because I have a very round face, as you can see. Round, which is okay. That's how God made me. But anyways, I have 3 different headbands that I use. They're the same family, but they're just different sizes. Here's my narrow one that I use when I want my fro as free as possible without wearing it in a fro. And then this is when I want to, and you can see the difference in sizes. Not a whole lot of difference, and it's always going to be this nylon fabric, but it's really treated to look almost like satin, but it's nylon, and it always has air holes in it. And if you can't find these, let me know, because we can I can get them. You can order them. They're not on my website, but they're in my hair nutrition store. They're on my approved tool shelf, and I promise you guys, before this year is out, and for sure by the first of the year, my approved tools will be on the internet, because that's so crucial and important to you, I know. But anyway, this is the same thing, but just smaller. See how this one is narrow, and this is a little bit bigger. And then the mama of them all is my big one. This is when I want my fro really, really tight. So let me show you, and like I wear my curly, you wouldn't believe it, but when I wear my just fro puff, because this one is just so much tighter. I call it fro puff, but I don't know, it's called something else. But anyways, here we go. We put it over my head, and then I put it up, and see, I have a very free, you've seen me like this, right? I have a very free fro. It's a fro, but it's not, you know, the fro. I can still work with this, because when I put my lab coat on and my polo, I can't, trying to get this polo. I was eating my cereal, and I had my flax grind up, and I think some of it got on me, and maybe some makeup too. But anyways, so this is my fro, free fro, and I use my narrow headband for that, because it doesn't confine and it's not really tight. So my fro is there, but it's not the kind of fro, well, this is one of my favorite actually. This is not the kind of fro that I have to worry about being on my collar and in the way of my lab coat. Okay, that's the one. And then the next one, you know, I set the size a little bit larger. See, here's the most narrow, and this is a little larger. And they all stretch, and they're very friendly to the hair. The fabric is smooth, and this is very similar as well, but you'll see them, they'll tighten up a little bit, and the fro will, I can make the fro smaller. And this is, I mean, you know, I said that was my favorite, but all of these are really, really favorites of mine. But see how the fro moves up a little bit away from the head, and I'm freer. My neckline is freer. It makes my face look maybe a little bit more narrow. It's whatever, but the hair is up away from the head. And this is the one I use when I'm on television interviews. Woo! And this is, it's wider, but it really controls my hair a lot more. And I thought I was wearing that as a headband. See? Let's see what it does. And I have this freedom, a different type of freedom. And it also, see, it gives me, my hair is completely away from my face. So you've seen my 1, 2, 3. I think I'll just leave this one up today. Well, for now, I don't know if I'll leave it today, But and this is kind of my dressier one. Like if I'm going to put an ornament or something in my head, I do this one as well. So it's a lot of fun, and you know I love it. But that's my regimen. That's how I dress my hair for bed. I basically do the twist and tuck, and then I get up and I put my headbands on. I twist and tuck. The key to the twist and tuck is to make sure that your ends are completely smooth. So when you take it up, the puff is under here, but you've got so much control over your ends. See the definition in my curl pattern? And I can stretch and change it. You know, I can do so much with that curl pattern when my ends are completely tucked. But if your ends are not smooth and tucked, then you're gonna tuck. You can also tuck frizzed hair, and when it comes out, it'll be frizzed. But if the ends are smooth and tucked, it won't be frizzed. You have this definition. If you twist your ends and tuck it, and you don't smooth in your moisturizer, your leave-in conditioner, or you will have a frizzy, puffy fro, and you won't have as much definition. The key is keeping at least, depending on how long your hair is, keep at least 2 inches of that hair smooth completely. The rest of it can be puffy, because the ends are what makes the style. Also, the ends help to create length, so you need that as well. Okay, we're going to get to some questions. And then the headbands, you put a little oil on your fingers, reverse your twist, put your headband of choice on, or style of choice. It could be just a twist out. Beautiful. It's a quick fix. It takes me 5 minutes at night to do this. So I call this my 5-minute do dressing for bed. Okay, let's get to some questions and comments. First, it says, thank you for caring enough about us to schedule these vids these vlogs into your very busy life. Oh, bless you to know my life is very busy. I don't mind your product commercials at all. I've been using your products consistently and almost exclusively. Wow, thank you. I'm very satisfied, or I wouldn't keep purchasing them. Right. I know my YouTubers. You guys are so honest with me. I love you so much for that. Love seeing you every week. You make me laugh. Think and give, make me laugh, think and give encouragement in so many ways. Blessings to you always. I love you back. Thank you so much. The next one says, thanks for your videos. Keep blessing us with your knowledge. We need it. I hope you come to Chicago. That's right. I am coming to Chicago, Miss Hightower. I promise you that. Question, is it okay to just perm your sides? It's okay to relax any part of your head you want. If you're saying, oh, I want my hairline to lie down, or whatever reason you're doing, relax on your sides, yes, it's okay. But you've got to make sure the same process. You have to rinse well. They have to get the all clear, because a lot of times they half rinse and all of that relaxer ends up in the rest of your fro, and then you end up breaking or dry or brittle and you don't know why. And so then you have to use a clarifying shampoo with the pH 4.5 to 5.5, and then you have to condition, deep condition, protein and moisture. So you have to do all the same things, and daily you have to make sure you're conditioning that hair. So be careful. But I remember what I said, putting your moisturizer on, tying your hair down will make it lie down. I love your hair. It looks soft and healthy. Thank you. My hair is soft and healthy. I love you. Thank you. I have the same issue with my edge. I'm going on down the list, guys, because there's several questions. I want to get them all in. I have the same issue with my hairline. My son is 2 years old now, and I really should read these backward, because starting at the end and going up, because that's how they came. But I'm going to read this one and then I'm going to do that. I have the same issue with the hairline. What he said. So I'm going to read the next one, and then it'll kind of deal with this question. What do I do with postpartum hair loss? And she said edge loss, but it's hairline. I think that's what she's saying. I'm new to your videos, and I hope you can help. And then it says the next one says, I have the same issue with my hairline. My son is 2 years old, and I still don't have my hairline back. Please suggest something to grow my hairline back. Okay, let's talk about postpartum. Now let's establish what it is. Postpartum hair loss is where the hair is now coming out. You're losing hair. Excessive shedding is developing. Why is that? Well, the hormone that it takes to sustain the fetus actually slows down the hair loss process, or the shedding alters your shedding process. So instead of, while you're pregnant, this happens. So instead of shedding 80 to 150 strands a day, you're now shedding 20 to 50 strands a day while you're pregnant. When you have your baby, it plays catch up. It actually start losing. You can lose up to 200 strands a day. Now, why does it show up on your hairline? Because the hairline, the hairs travel in follicular units, little pores, and the pores hold the follicle, and the follicle holds the hair. Well, on the front hairline, our follicular units can hold single follicles, because everything is changing as we stop growing terminal hair on our face. So we don't grow terminal hair on our face. All of this hairline here, the strands are smaller and they are less dense because there's less hair around there. And you shows up. So if you lose out of a follicular unit, which holds the follicles, which holds the hair, if you lose one hair out of a unit, then you may have lost the whole whatever's in that unit, because there may just be one follicle producing the hair. So that's why it shows up on the hairline. Now, with that being said, what do you do about it? It usually will correct itself after 2 years, but what we're finding is that many women have other type of damage on that hairline, so that's why they end up with more loss. So what we want to do is see a trichologist. You need to see a trichologist. One who uses a handheld microscope so they can determine whether or not there's some blockages around the mouth of the follicle, because that may be what's going on. You also want to speak to your OBGYN to make sure there's no imbalances, or even an endocrinologist, because there may be some hormonal imbalances there. So we want to see also relaxers. Make sure if you are now relaxing again, then make sure that you are not putting any kind of pressure on that hairline. But the best way is pressure or over processing on the hairline. The best way to be sure, and I'm rushing a little bit, guys, I apologize. The best way to be sure is to have a trichologist, one who uses a handheld microscope, take a look at the mouth of that follicle. Okay? All right, let's see. Let's get down to okay, great. So I think I can get all these in. Shaking your head with all that body. I know, all that body. I don't think I can just do it now. Yeah, bounce, bounce. I have body and bounce. Looking so beautiful. Thank you. Please share your hair regimen. See, I just shared my regimen, a little bit of my regimen today, and then we'll get into some other things later. Thanks so much for this information video, because my head was spinning from the plethora of oils. Yes. I touched my hair consistently. I'm in love with it. God made our hair. You know what I say. God makes no mistakes with that. Okay, let's see a few more. I've been a YouTube student for many months, and I'm back shampooing my hair every other week with co-washing in between. As a middle age, my hair is getting thinner and grayer. Is there any special way to deal with middle-aged hair? Okay, you're not going to make me tell you my age. Well, I'm like approaching it from the there yet, but I may be. I don't know what you call middle age. But don't give me what middle age is. Okay, you know now. I'm in denial about my age. Well, let's just move on. Okay. There's no such thing as middle-aged hair. I'm sorry. Your hair should grow from your scalp as long as you live, basically. It really should. Unless there's some type of internal follicular malfunctioning going on. In other words, if your follicle is functioning and manufacturing and recycling, cycling through the growth phases, that hair as it should, then you shouldn't have hair just because you're middle-aged. Follicles can be genetically programmed to malfunction at a certain age. There can be some hormonal issues. There could be medication. There could be many reasons why our hair is not growing. But we need to see if that's the case. But if we're breaking, shampooing, stopping the shampoo and conditioning, deep conditioning, is actually not going to help. It could hurt. You could find yourself with two problems there. So you need to be careful with that one. Okay? But I want to invite you to call my institute and let's do a one-on-one because I want to help you. Okay, call 901-380-4445. And that's 901-380-4445. Now that everyone has my number, if you want to speak to me directly, ask for a phone appointment. I am busy all day long, but I praise God, I slice out this time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least 5 phone appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes with people who want to speak to me. So please, 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 I want you to definitely do that. Okay, I think it's Maria. All right, so let's go to the next one. It says, thank you for shedding light on this subject regarding hair oils. I am so glad you confirmed what I always believe about castor oil, which is it is not penetrating oil, it's sticky characteristics. I see so many people using it, wondering what's going on with their hair. Thank you for the product recommendations too. Going to take a look at your site. Yes, please do. It says, love your videos, wonderful knowledge. You sharing with us naturals who are trying to shift through and understand all of these natural hair routines and hair routines, products, ingredients, blah blah blah. It's overwhelming at times, and it can be. I do know that. She's from San Diego. I am definitely going to visit California. Hi there. Hi Lisa. I've tried ordering some products on your website, but it seems you don't ship to Canada. Call our number and speak with someone in our shipping, and they'll help you with that, dear. I promise you. 901-380-4445. That's the best way to be sure you can get this done. How do I deal with postpartum? We talked about that. I got them all in. Whew. Exhale. Well, as it relates to oils, I definitely want you to understand again, oils lubricate the hair shaft. Go back and look at that last week's video again, and it will help. And you want to make sure you do the little oil test. Same with moisturizers, hydrating. You want to do the test to make sure it's not sticky. But this has been a great show. I love you guys. To God be the glory of Jesus. You know who I serve. I'm Lisa Akbari, and I'm your hair doctor, and I'll see you next Thursday right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. And I am most definitely going to start my new book, Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair, on September, I think it's September 2nd I put that. We're going to start that Thursday, and I'm going to do a roller set. Woohoo! We're going to do a roller set. What I'm going to do is come in with my hair in rollers, and then you're going to see, and then I'll take it down and style it on the air. Okay. Keep those questions coming. I will see you next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Love you. Have a great morning, evening, night, or afternoon. Bye-bye.